Hi everybody and welcome back to TheCooknShare. This is episode 5 in our slow cooker series, and today we're going to show you how to make up some pork ribs in your crock pot. I've made a lot of different ribs in many different ways, but these are by far one of the most delicious. They're tender, moist, fall off the bone. I know you're going to love them, so let's get started. I'm going to start by making the rub, and to do this I'm going to combine 1/4 cup of brown sugar with some crushed garlic cloves, chili powder, salt, some freshly ground pepper, and I'm just going to go ahead and give this a stir until everything is well combined. This is a very basic rub. If you want to add a few more spices, go ahead and add them, or if you've got your own favorite rub, you can use it as well. What I've got here is a Spanish onion. I'll just chop this into quarters. And I'm going to go ahead and peel the sections away. Now, if you don't like Spanish onions, you can use white onions, yellow onions. It's totally your preference. Now, I've had my ribs sit out for about, I'd say 20 minutes, half an hour, and they're at room temperature. So what I'm going to do is sprinkle half of the rub over the top. Then use my hand and massage it into every little nook and cranny of the meat. Of course, we'll turn this over and do it on the back side of the ribs as well. What you're going to notice here, after about 4 or 5 minutes, the ribs are going to begin to sweat. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want. Okay, so what you need to do next is lay a nice bed of those onions that you cut up in the bottom of the crock pot liner. What this does is adds a bit of flavor, keeps the ribs off the bottom, and adds a little bit more moisture. Before I put the ribs into the crock pot, what I'm going to do is brush them with a nice generous application of barbecue sauce. Now what I've got here is some Hunt's Hickory and Brown Sugar. That's my favorite, but of course you can use your favorite barbecue sauce. By the way, I'm not doing an advertisement for Hunt's, although they should pay us, but I just kind of like the sauce. So for now, I'm just going to do this on the back side of the ribs. Next, we'll place them into the crock pot and give them a nice generous application on the other side. Now I'm just going to add in the other half of the rack and give it another layer over the top. I forgot to mention that you might want to cut the ribs in half just so they fit nicely in the crock pot. Alright, now we're going to slip the lid on. Place the liner inside of the slow cooker. Turn it on low and let the ribs bake for about 6 or 7 hours. Alternatively, if you're in a hurry, you can put it up to high and leave it for about 3 or 3.5 hours. So what I usually do after about 3.5 hours, I take the lid off and give them another nice generous application of barbecue sauce. Of course, if you want them really well coated, you can do this 3 or 4 times. So I'm going to show you what they look like once the ribs are fully cooked. After about 6.5 hours, I've removed the ribs from the crock pot and they smell absolutely incredible. And look at that, these ribs are just fall off the bone tender. And there you have it, our flavorful, tender, melt-in-your-mouth slow cooker pork ribs. These are great for any occasion. So those were our slow cooker ribs. I hope you have a chance to make these up because they're really easy to make and super delicious. If you have a different way of making ribs, let us know by dropping us a line below. Head on over to TheCooknShare.com for more easy recipes, and remember to click to subscribe and like our videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.